Hello and welcome to Game Dev Arts. In this video, I am going to talk about the level designing process in Unity using free assets. I am going to design a level using low poly assets or a low poly stylized level design. The link to the free assets are in the description and you can get some more free assets using Asset Store where you can get uh, um, many different type of assets for free. So due to some technical error, some parts of this video went missing, but still I haven't much proceeded, so it's not bad. At the starting, I um, created a terrain 200 by 200. You can change the setting of terrain using terrain editor. The last option edits terrain. Then I changed the texture of the mountain. It's quite black and white, but I needed grayish type material. So that's why I changed the texture using Affinity Photo. You can use any other photo editor because I usually prefer a little saturated and a little faded colors because I can change those in the post-processing setting afterwards, or you can go with some bright color since the start that can help you with the overall quality. At the start, I usually create two light, directional light, one with the high intensity setting and one with the low intensity setting, both in opposite direction. That create overall quality or overall look. Uh, these lights are not the final light, just to see what I can do with or what I can to see what I am creating is to look good. Then I adjusted some of the assets so to create variations and using scale, translation and rotation you can create various variation of same assets. And then I always create prefab before using an asset because using prefab you can change those assets and the change will be global to all prefab, but if you directly use those assets in your editor, if you don't like that asset or you have to change something of it, that won't be global and it would be troublesome for you later. So I usually create prefab using a blank, using an empty object, then renaming it and then placing some of the object inside that empty prefab, inside that empty name, and then just drag and drop that name into the asset folder or the folder where you want to create prefab. Using that prefab you can create whenever you want to change the things inside that prefab, you can just open the original prefab and change according to your need. Like in this, I want to add some low poly, some LODs, collider later on, and some of the low poly assets, which I can do in the future. Then I went to sculpt the terrain. I wanted to create a river at the sides. Basically, the concept of this level is like one side desert, then you get the curve with the water flowing, and then the settlement. Then I checked some free assets in the asset store and downloaded it. I'm using URP, so most of the assets are not compatible. You can change the material type using edit and graphic render pipeline and then upgrading that material to URP. It will automatically change that material to URP, but some materials don't successfully get convert. Only the basic standard material and some other material get to the right conversion. Uh, then I uh, then I used the free what the free water shader that is made in URP and in shader editor, and changed some settings to fit my needs. Then I just sculpted the side and adjusted the mountain so as to so that it will look like it's going from a side, and when we look at from the player side or the player camera angle, you aren't going to know that there exists anything behind that. And to snap a particular vertex of an asset or prefab to another vertex, use V. I will later show you how I snapped the road asset to the another part of that road. Yes, some of the materials are not already uh, assigned to these assets. That's why I have created separate material and then manually assigned to it. Note, you do have to create prefab of those. You can avoid some of the prefab if you don't want to create that. It's just preferable to use prefabs. I usually prefer hierarchy to be a little clean, so that's why the I rename it with empties, and then place those assets inside those empty names, or the name that I want, like terrain inside terrain and assets inside assets. And that's how I create my hierarchy. It's good to follow a clean hierarchy. I Afterwards I placed some ground mesh to see how it looks. It's just a work in progress. it, this level isn't complete. I haven't completed it in this video, but I will soon complete and show you how it's going to look. Here I used the V key to snap the asset to the another vertices. I did some experiment with the rows to see the look of it, but in the end I prefer the single lane and the double lane all together, parallel to each other. You will see in a second. In a minute, I will change material of this house soon. It's just all a work in progress. I usually don't use Unity and only to level design. My main go-to engine is Godot. That is all to this video. In the next video, I will show you. I think I will complete this level and will show you the result, and I will talk about the lighting and other stuff in this level. Maybe a simple character that can travel this land, and you will be able to get the view from that character. Up until then, please subscribe, like and share this video. It will help me, and I will see you in the next video.